Hi, it's Sandra here from Create in Spain, and I do apologise, but this isn't a card making video. I wanted to share with you my recipe for making jam donuts. I apologise, I can't do this in my kitchen, I don't have the room, but I will explain things as well as possible and provide a link to my recipe that you can download and you can print. Now for a yeasted recipe like this, what you want are lukewarm ingredients when it comes to the liquids and the butter. Now the easiest way of doing this is to put the milk and the butter in a jug and just microwave it for something like 45 seconds until it's tepid. You don't want it hot, that will kill the yeast. But if it's cold, it'll take much longer to rise. So that's one thing that you can do. If your eggs are straight from the fridge, put them uncracked into a mug and top them up with some warm water. Leave them for a couple of minutes and they'll be warm enough to use. Making the dough is easy. Put all the dry ingredients in your bowl, whether you're using a normal mixing bowl or a stand mixer, it doesn't make much difference. Put the salt in first. Put the rest of the dry ingredients in. Then add your eggs, your milk and your butter mix. Finally add your dried yeast. Adding the dried yeast onto the liquids will help to get it going quicker and it will avoid contact with the salt, which can kill the yeast off. Give it a good couple of minutes in a stand mixer until it makes a nice dough, or probably about 5 minutes or so if you're mixing it by hand. You should end up with a smooth, elastic dough, nothing too lumpy. It's going to be slightly sticky still, but don't worry about it and don't add more flour. That's the quickest way of getting brickbats rather than donuts. Leave it to rise, covered in the bowl. Don't bother decanting it, don't take it out of the bowl or anything, and put it in an oven with just the oven light on. Not the oven on, just the light, and leave it in there for about 45 minutes. While the dough's rising, you can prepare your greaseproof paper or baking parchment. Just cut it up into squares that are large enough to hold a reasonably big sized donut. So you're talking about 10 centimeters square or about 4.5 inches, I think it is. And you want 12 of these because you're going to be making 12 donuts. Now I know the dough doesn't look like it will make 12. It will, don't worry. So when your dough is ready, it's had its 45 minutes rising time. It should be about double in size, nice and puffy. You can take it out and put it onto a lightly floured surface. Now, because I'm not filming this in my kitchen, I'm just going to show you how to shape the donuts with some foam clay. Yeah, I know, a bit strange, but it was one way I could show you how to form the donuts. And you don't have to worry, they won't show all the sort of messy bits underneath when they're cooked. It'll be a perfectly nice rounded donut. What you're going to do is to make 12 balls of dough. 6 of them to a tray. You want to put your greaseproof paper squares on a couple of trays, and the reason for 2 trays is because one tray is going to be left to rise in the oven with the light on. The second tray will be left to rise at room temperature. After 35 minutes rising time with the oven light on, remove the tray from the oven. Do not put the other ones in the oven. And then start to preheat your oil. Your oil needs to be heated to 180 degrees Celsius. You fry the donuts a couple at a time, and you simply lift up the donut with the paper and put the whole thing into the deep fat fryer. After a couple of seconds, you can take a pair of tongs and you can remove the pieces of paper and put them to one side. The donuts need to be cooked for 4 minutes per side. Remove them with a slotted spoon and then put them onto a cooling rack. When they've cooled for a few minutes, you can put them into a bag of sugar and coat them. They need to be coated while they're still hot, but not when they're so hot that they burn your fingers. When it comes to filling donuts, I find a syringe is the easiest thing, and you can see I've marked this one. What you do is you draw up the jam through the point. So if you put your jam into a narrow necked mug or something like that, it's quite good. And then you use the syringe itself to pull the jam into the syringe. Using a marker ensures that each jam donut gets the same amount of filling. I don't know about you, but my family will argue over which donut has got the most in it if I don't do that. And there you go, you have lovely jammy donuts, fresh from the fryer. They are gorgeous. You can freeze them if you allow them to cool. When you take them out of the freezer, just let them defrost naturally. Don't microwave them, it wrecks them. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye.